Brian is a performing artist, cat lover, and film enthusiast. They have frequently used their freakishly tall height for their advantage. Give it up for Brian.
So it was just a month ago. I was sitting out there just like all of you. I was wondering what this was all about. It was my first time. I was an Ignite virgin, and I decided that I would check it out and have a good time. And I did. I did not really expect that last night at 6 p.m., Ali would walk over to me and, with that look on his face, say, "Hey, somebody just dropped out. I need a speaker tomorrow." And then I had that face. But then I began to think, what am I passionate about? What is interesting about me? I am tall, but that didn't seem like enough. So after thinking about it for a good long time, I settled on something unique: mime. Becoming a mime was an odd experience. I had thought of mime like most of you probably think of mime, kind of like this. A guy trapped in a box or, stuck in the wind. When I found out about mime, I was working in another medium called Commedia dell'arte. It's another physical movement. It's an ancient Italian form of masked theater. There are stock characters, and I had a good old time doing it. While I was rehearsing for this, the greatest mime of all time, Marcel Marceau, passed away. And looking around the room, I realized I was the only one who knew nothing about Marcel Marceau. Everybody wanted to talk about him and the way that he influenced their art. So when the opportunity came around, I said, what the hell? I'll dive in. And I did. That's me on the far left there, putting on my mask for the first time. And here's me in my first production photo as I get ready for my first show. And I realized just what Bruno was saying, that when you take away things and you set parameters for yourself, you learn so much about how you work, about your body, about the creative life that lives inside of you. And it sparked passions and interests in things I didn't know I liked, like silent film. Charlie Chaplin became an early love of mine, and then I met the General. I met Sherlock Jr. I met Buster Keaton. Buster Keaton and his deadpan became a model for a lot of the work that I would soon do in the future. And eventually, that path led me to a film. What kind of film, you might ask? Well, a strange one. This film was let's call it a rom-com, a feminist rom-com with clowns. Thank you. It's called Falling for You. It was really excellent. And I got to do some fun stuff that was sort of like what I'd done before, and a whole lot of other stuff, like sit in a bar for 12 hours and, wait for my name to be called so I can make faces like that. And, it was a lot of fun. I met really cool people. This is Jason. He's a good friend of mine now. Here's a little behind-the-scenes shot. I learned how films were made. I learned how they're lit. I learned how they're edited. I learned all the things that go into making a good film. And that was a really important experience for me. And damn, it was fun. I so enjoyed that experience that I have taken so many things, so much knowledge from that, and so many friendships. The person who was about to speak after me, I met during that film. And then I started looking around. Where could I see silent art in other forms? These are the Muppets. You've heard of them. They worked with a group called Mummenschanz, who is a mime troupe that would make funny faces out of clay and interact with the puppets. This is Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime is a Pokemon. I found him in Ireland, and I love him. And then I found them in living art. My wife and I went to a wedding in Northern Ireland, and there we did our best American Gothic, realizing that in the silence, we could express ourselves in ways that we otherwise couldn't. And that's what I took away from all this, is that sometimes, like Bruno said, you can learn a lot by setting limitations for yourself and by diving in. I had no idea that that first little dive into mime would lead to so many friendships, so many things that were interconnected in my life. There's an ancient Buddhist saying that says that we are our past, our present, and our future all at once. And that if you imagine a river, and you right now are a drop of water in that river, you can't help but intermingle with the droplets of water next to you. And that's so beautiful. It became a web of friendships and life and excitement and joy. And that's what I took away from my experience with mime. Thank you.